How's it going, everybody? And we are live. If you have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer on here. It's been about 3 weeks since my last live, something like that. And the past, I'd say, month, I've been reading a lot of Eckhart Tolle stuff of the power of now, and mindfulness, and really, smart guy. And he talks a lot about being in the present moment, realizing the present moment's all you really ever have. Just and also talks about like people's pain bodies and people's trapped, like he talks about people's trapped traumas and like the dark side of them. He calls it the pain body, and is an interesting way to like put things. Super religious people will call it like demons. He calls it the pain body, which is something a little similar, but like this different name. But he talks about this pain body doesn't want you to observe it directly and see it for what it is. It's like humans have a lot of avoidant behaviors that they're unconscious about, and subconsciously they do things that aren't really necessarily usual. For instance, like let's say if they go through a really crazy experience in their life, traumatic experience, and they do this thing where their whole body gets tense, and they do this. They don't realize they twitch their hands, or they don't realize they're doing these things, to avoid this trauma response. But he talks about when you face this trauma response, the pain body head on, it like dies down. It does not want you to face it head on. Most YouTubers don't talk about stuff like this, and I'm trying to entertain all angles of different opinions and fucking life philosophies and meaning and spirituality. Like I said, guys, if you have any questions, I'm here. I had a cheat meal today. I had a pizza and a milkshake, and I already feel that in my stomach. It's that feeling when you eat really healthy for like a long time, then you have like a cheat meal and it starts like you feel it. That's what I'm feeling right now. Let me pull up some quotes here, guys. Okay. And I'm just going to pull up a random page from The Power of Now. Page 23, you were not your mind. With the emotion through lack of presence, which is normal, the emotion temporarily becomes you. Often the vicious cycle builds up between your thinking and the emotion. They feed each other. The thought pattern creates a magnified reflection of itself in form of an emotion, and the vibrational frequency of the emotion keeps feeding the original thought pattern. By dwelling mentally on the situation, event, or person that is the perceived cause of the emotion, the thought feeds energy to the emotion, which in turn energizes the thought pattern, and so on. Interesting stuff, huh? It's weird, it's fucking, our mind, like if we have a negative thought or emotion, which, this happens, and like emotions, we become the emotion, like, because it's like emotional, and I think that's where he talks about, problem with that is because like not everything that comes in our mind is like truly us, or like that's not, it's just like an emotion, we experience it, and like sometimes a lot of the stuff doesn't even have like meaning, some stuff does, but a lot of it doesn't. It seems like a lot of, it's weird what YouTube's become. There's so many crazy different, people and opinions on here. It's gotten insane, when it first started, like when I was like a kid in 2006, 2007, just YouTube was this, it wasn't as big as this, and it was a different world back then. Pull up some things for you guys. Yeah. I keep seeing a lot of like just chosen one people on YouTube, and that's such a broad term, chosen one. I understand what they're trying to mean, like chosen by God and that. And I think a lot of people have good points when it comes to stuff like that. I do. It's just sometimes I feel like there's so many things out of our perception, and like everyone has these crazy ass random life experiences that are way different than mine, yours, and it's just hard. And who am I to judge someone, like if I don't know them? I think that's not something we should do. Now, if I judge someone on like their actions, and if they're a shitty person, and of course I'll judge them by that. But if I don't know someone, or I can't speak on experiences because I don't know, I'm always learning, always learning. Um, guys, feel free to pop on here, ask some questions. Sometimes I just care a little bit about, if I just could, help people, and a personal trainer. And I care about, helping people become the strongest versions of themselves. And same with this YouTube, I like to give knowledge, and whoever I could help, even if it's one person, that's all that matters to me. And yeah, it's just I don't like sacrificing, my beliefs just to get more views and to get more things. I just think being true and real and authentic is important. I'll leave this here for a second. I'm gonna check something. Let's see. From James Riches to Max, my man. What's good, James? How are you? Have any questions? Bring them and I'll answer them. Staying busy, man. Just training, working, stuff like that. Doing a lot of jujitsu and kickboxing, or Muay Thai, and just training, showing some white belts, some techniques. Just got my purple. Five years in grappling, jiu-jitsu, and about almost 3 years in striking. James Riches. How long have you been subscribed to my channel? Just curious, or like, how'd you find this? What's your favorite motivational speaker? I have a lot. I like Jocko Willink, who is a former Navy SEAL. He's pretty motivational. Elliot Hulse, the old fitness influencer, fitness strongman on YouTube. He was a badass. He was cool. But I do like a guy named Eckhart Tolle, who I talked about him a little earlier on the stream. Just now. Nice. Nice. Well, welcome. This is a truth channel where I discuss topics that society doesn't really talk too much about, or mainstream stuff. Anyone else, if you have any questions here, let me know, and I'll answer them best I can. Respond to something real quick.
Max,
Hey, what's up?
what's going on?
I'm just chilling.
Just chill.
Earlier, like I said, like not a lot of people are on here right now, but I talked about like mindfulness and talked about like kind of enlightenment, and I talked a lot about Eckhart Tolle in his book The Power of Now, and quoting it quite a bit about how like your mind, body, and spirit, stuff like that. So um more people join, I'll get more into these topics, but for now I'm just kind of like discussing some stuff, and whoever joins. Do you believe in the law of attraction? Um, yeah, I mean, anything you put out in the universe, you get it back, like kind of like karma, if you put good energy out there and you do good to people, you're probably going to get good energy back. But if you put bad energy out there, bad energy is going to come back. And I've seen it before a lot, with people that there were this bad people doing bad things, and I saw them where they went like 5 years later in life, and it was not good. But yeah, I think whatever you put your energy into, like self improvement. If you self improve yourself for a long time, and you just don't really put your attention on anyone else, like I believe, I believe that yeah, it exists. How do narcissists get karma? So you'll usually see it with narcissists. You might not see it right away, especially if you cut the narcissists out of your life. But you'll see the karma come when if you run into them again, or you have, or someone mutual you're following follows them on social media. What kind of activities you're indulging in? Usually narcissists do a lot of like drugs or self-sabotaging shit. Like it's really unhealthy. Like lots of drugs, drinking, hanging out with like weird people, sketchy places, sketchy parties, having a bunch of new partners. And they're like kind of living in their own personal hell. Like they don't know, they might not even realize that like living in hell, but they're living in hell, like what they're doing. And just it's interesting because whenever you put energy into for them, through time. And yeah, that's how they get karma. Or simple terms, they get karma in any way. If a narcissist acts narkish in public, they'll get their ass knocked the fuck out on the street. Boom. They get knocked out and they get exposed what the clowns they are, because they're crap. Okay, James, you found out about my channel like just a kind of narcissism and stuff. And so I post a lot of videos about that, right? I don't really care for cars, to be honest. I just want to have a good quality car that's not a piece of shit that could take me places and drives good. Hell no. I'm definitely not vegan. I felt my body needs animal protein to function, at its fullest capacity, like be my best self, like I need animal protein. Usually have, beef, chicken, pork, and carbs, rice, potatoes, but definitely not vegan. What's your men getting more feminine? Just I'm not a fan. Society encourages men to be weak from a young age. Just it starts with kids when they're like, 4, 5, 6. Like their sisters painting their nails weird colors, and then like their older sisters and moms say it's okay to be feminine, or like it's okay to be like girly, and of course like some kids just do that to be silly, but like and they're just encouraging it more and more. Like if a kid, when he's growing up with his sister, you know, and he gets hurt or something, like something fucking falls on him or something, and he has all this anger and rage, he's screaming, he has all this bottled up emotion, and his mother tells him to knock it off or don't act that way. Well, bitch, what do you expect? He got hurt, he has all this pent up rage and emotion, it's just it's not healthy, and I think a lot of fathers and mothers do not understand that, men, boys have, they need support, they need to be respected as men, they need their voices to be heard, and they need to be raised right, manners, respect, integrity, love, kindness, strength, and dealing with hard times, I don't like men getting more feminine. I don't think it's good. And these live streams are pretty fun. I think it's cool chatting on here. What would you do if you caught your son? Um, I would explain to him, like not desire, urges are real. But I explain to him, that's not healthy long term for your brain because it has unrealistic expectations, and you're putting that stress, or like realizing that like and that is not good for your dopamine levels, and it just causes a lot of issues later on, like, and it's like porn addiction is like it's almost like the equivalent of doing some drugs, like how addicting it is, or eating sugar. But I would just tell him not to, and I would tell my son, like think about it, like you watching the hub, think about how much time you could be spending, doing push-ups, doing pull-ups, lifting weights, punching a bag, learning a martial art, or how much cool stuff you could be doing instead of wasting your time. Because that shit's fucking pointless. Guys fapping and then wasting their energy on that. You know, there's so much better stuff they could be doing. And I just tell them that. No woman, no cry. Bob Marley. Got a Bob Marley book there. Yeah, these are all good questions, man. But yeah, the only question I thought was a little funny was like, "Are you vegan?" But definitely not. You know, a lot of vegan dogmas out there, and it's everyone's its own. Everybody's their own person. They can choose what they want. How to win a street fight. Okay, so depending on the situation, my best advice to you is to avoid a street fight at all costs, unless you're physically being hit or harmed or unless you're in actual danger. So, it should be a last resort option. If you're in a party, bar, music venue, and some guy's in your face, I want you to put your hands up here just in case he throws a punch and try to defuse the situation. Hey, man, calm down. I don't want to fight you, just in case you could block. But I want you to realize, if you could leave the situation and you could go home safely. If people corner you in the exit, then you need us to fight and you need to go be the aggressor, striking first I recommend punching places like you got the throat, you got the chin, the sternum, kicking them in the balls. That's like not martial arts advice, but if you want to get good at like actual like fighting, do a combat sport like boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It teaches you about chokes and joint locks, and that's really effective for street fighting, and because this is the intensity you train. But strike first, strike hard, hurt them, and have an intention and will to fight. Because fighting's weird. Like it's gonna feel like your hands are like it's like in a slow motion. If you've never been in this situation before, it's gonna feel things are gonna feel dizzy, weird. But you're gonna feel a lot of like emotion during that, like you've never experienced that before. So have a reason to fight, have a reason to win, and be the aggressor and finish it. Yo, Gio, what's up, bro? Improved DB. How's it going, my man? Questions are getting interesting, guys. Any questions? Feel free to. PMO, what makes you think what's on the screen is real? I don't know what you mean, man. Can you explain that a little bit better? What's your opinion on PMO being free? Huh. PMO. Are you referring to like project management office? Is that a YouTuber PMO? I'm not specifically sure what you're talking about, man. Who is he? Or what PMO? What does that mean? Facts. Huh. Oh, the hub. It's if porn's free, then it's easily accessible to every guy, and this makes men weaker. How easy it is to get it since it's free. That's how I feel. That's how it should be. No, that's not how it should be. I'm wrong. Porn's not good to indulge, and it should not be free. Any more questions, folks? Does your jaw ever get tight, guys, when you're just like sitting down or haven't moved it? Just like stretch it. That's what I do. Why do empaths hide from people? Because empathic people know that a lot of people in this world are fucking pieces of shit, and they just take advantage of empathic people and use their energy. They suck the empathic people's energy out of them and just give them like energy sucking vampires. And a lot of people are empathic, don't want to deal with that bullshit. I don't even want to deal with that fucking bullshit. I don't. It is what it is. It's biology and just stuff like, honestly, like it's so much more to that, but talk about that at a different time. But just sometimes it's like you get like these people will say sexual spirits and visiting you, like the Jezebel spirit visiting you in your dreams, but but it could just be like biology and your hormones. There should be more people with spitting game. Absolutely. And I'm not being 100% honest here, like there definitely should be more people on here. So a lot of other people like to hear, fake shit, hear we speak truth. Absolutely. And James, I appreciate you asking these questions, man. It's good stuff. Do you play video games? I used to a lot when I was younger, when I was ever since I was like 6 to, I'd say, 16 or 17. That's when I really played video games. But I stopped for 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 for like 5 or 6 years. 22 now, and I play occasionally, but I just don't have time. I have training, work and stuff I gotta do. I don't have time for video games. But I recently played some Halo 1 recently. That was pretty fun. I like that game, but I think it's fine in moderation. What's your opinion on Ice Spice? On Ice Spice, Cardi B making modern women more masculine. It honestly sucks because like it's not like woman's natural, biological role to be masculine. Um, it's not healthy either. And I'm not a fan too because like these same, modern women complain about like there's no good men around, but like they're the ones of all this like masculine attitudes, and it's like scaring all these, good men off, and men don't like that. And I like, independent, like strong, good looking woman. And I think that's great if women want to feel empowered that way. But I think, men and women, relationship wise, I think, woman being masculine is not serving them and it's not doing any good for them because it's like I said, it's not natural. That's not how they were meant to be. Facts. Well, not every man in this day and age, but a lot of them were. But that's, has a lot of truthness into it. But there's some variables for sure. Hold on, guys. I'll be right James, how old are you, man? And do you train in weight training, or are you in the United States? Where are you from, my guy? 21. All right, all right. About a year and a half younger than me, so close in age. That's cool. Diet is important on semen retention. Yeah, for sure. No, good quality proteins from animals, animal proteins, good fats like butter, tallow, ghee, olive oil's good, avocado, fruits, vegetables, stuff's good for your like reproductive health, sperm, you know, testosterone, all good stuff. Tampa, Florida, nice man. I went to Florida a few times. I think I was in Fort Lauderdale and Miami once. Then to Disney World, and I was like a fucking kid. It sucked. Do you journal? Yes, I do journal. I think journal is a really cool thing, especially tracking your progress in the gym or just life philosophies and stuff. I think it's a good idea. Also keeps you like motivated because like what's cool to me is if I just get all my old journals and just go through it, flip the pages, and see all the hard work I've put in, it makes me feel good about myself. Man, I'm feeling kind of. I had a cheat meal earlier, a pizza and a milkshake. Just gonna put it in my calories for today. But that feeling of like when you eat a cheat meal and like it's just like you're used to eating healthy and you eat that stuff and you start feeling a little bit like heavy. Feel that right now. Yeah, I think I might start doing more lives. This stuff's just too cool. Now, James, are you what are your goals in life? Like, are you satisfied for where you are right now? Do you want to start getting in shape? Do you lift weights or what goals are you? What do you want to do like for your self improvement goals? You have to be flexible to practice jujitsu. I would say so, yes, but you don't have to be, but definitely helps out because flexibility prevents a lot of injury and there's a lot of weird positions in BJJ. 2, animate and gym. Well, that's cool, man. I like being a cartoon artist or like something like that, and hell yeah. And gym, man, I would recommend you work on your strength. So go look up the 5x5 workout routine. It's like pure strength. It's like 5 reps and 5 sets of like your 70 or 80% PR. Go look that up. That's a good one to start. Sweet. The only way to get big is testosterone. What do you mean? I mean, we have natural testosterone in our bodies, but you mean like TRT and this like that stuff, like synthetic stuff? Playing some music, but there's other ways to get big, my friend. Not just by like if you mean like getting big off like prescription testosterone or that synthetic stuff, then other ways to get big. Yeah, yeah. If you do that, you could lose it for sure if you do that all the time. I think the seam retention movement's a good thing, but also a little bit extreme in some ways because like part of that is natural, and like if you plan to have kids or just that's part of being a man too, is just that, but yeah, for sure, if you do that all the time, you could definitely lose it. Favorite types of music, I like a lot of like EDM. I like a lot of like rock, stuff like that. Rap. I have a shit. I have a playlist here of a bunch of Pandora songs on here. Here's White Zombie on here. Yeah. Oh, for sure, man. If it's like you do that and pleasing someone, then yeah, I can see it. It's. But I think if what makes people attracted to each other, if people both take care of each other, like in the gym, like what I mean is like keeping yourself attractive, like having a good skin routine, comb your hair nice, grow some facial hair, brush your teeth, make sure there's no plaque on your lips, hit the gym, build your muscles, speak clearly, and just overall be sexy, man. Like, if a guy's sexy and like girl finds him attractive and the girl's also like attractive, there's definitely like that's like attraction is important, in relationships and stuff. Nah, I mean, it is what it is, man. If you're attracted to some people, you're always like having attraction. If you're not attracted to someone, you're not attracted. Simple as that.
Use my body to keep you alive.
The fuck is this shit? I still have someone else's playlist on my Pandora, so I have all these songs to go through, and like I go through like some badass like Danzig or Rob Zombie song, and then like this song shows up. It's crazy. I would say Andrew Tate, obviously, because David Goggins isn't even a fighter. But yeah, David Goggins will get destroyed. But if David Goggins trained just as much as Andrew, yeah, David would win. His mentality is probably a little stronger. Any financial tips moving into a city? Yeah, man. So when you first get there, until like you get some income coming in, I'd say just I recommend you do is live below your means for a little bit. Don't buy new clothes, don't buy new shoes. Um, Go to a grocery store and stock up on some, good foods like meats, healthy foods, and only eat that. Like you can go out occasionally, but at least for the first 6 months, like just try to like eat, what you buy at the store instead of just like swing by Wendy's, and don't buy a new like hoodie or pair of shoes. Like use the ones you have now, but then you can save money. Then once you get off your you get your feet. Can't speak today, but once you start making a good income and things come in, then you already saved that money. Then you'll have an income and that saved money. So there you go. That's the advice I'll give my friend. I'm gonna end this live in about 5 minutes. Any other questions? I'm not familiar with him teaching people to be a goo, but I don't like him. I think he's a bad influence on people, especially that weird him twerking on a devil is fucking gross. And this kind of seemed really twisted in that music video. I don't like it. Like I don't give a fuck if someone's gay, but I don't like people forcing this weird agenda on them. Just trying to like be all weird and creepy is not is it's wrong. I don't really watch anime, to be honest. I like pizza and I like ice cream. James, do you post anything on your channel like game and self improvement? Crazy. You should, man. You seem like you're asking good questions and start uploading some stuff, just get some ideas, write them down. Even if you talk about shit for 3 minutes, that'd be cool. Never know who you're inspiring. I shot some hoops a little bit, but I never played on a team. I'm going to end this right now. I have 1 more minute. Anyone else want to ask me anything? Feel free. How do you spot a snake in someone? If they're overly nice when you first meet them, that's a red flag. And they have kind of an angry, weird eye contact, smiling like this, or they're just staring at you, just being creeps. But just sense, you'll know the feeling, your intuition will kick in, and their eyes look kind of fucking weird, when they're kind of possessed or demonic or curse, you'd say. You know that way. I'm gonna end this. Peace, everybody.